Hello everyone, my name is Cassandra Vaynerchuk, and I wanted to take some time out this morning to discuss with you all NFT in a way that's for almost like NFTs for dummies. See, a lot of these people on these platforms like to make them sound like super sophisticated, and it's really not that sophisticated. However, there are things about it that I do not like that are very kind of challenging when you're first trying to figure out how to purchase an NFT. It can occur as intimidating when you're dealing with the specific community involved. They're all kind of psychotic. They're all money hungry, and they don't understand what community means. They've produced a lot of toxic NFTs, meaning when you produce a piece of content and you're in a space of evil behavior, of maliciousness, then that's in the blockchain, that's carried through the blockchain. So let's just start with talking about the blockchain for a second. Do you remember when Facebook started out back in whenever? Probably like the early 2000s. And you produced a piece, you put a picture online. Okay, that's the first piece of that particular picture that was ever produced. Well, now if the blockchain existed back then, you could put a price attached to it. So we'll say $1. Okay. Then that picture went viral. Okay. Which means the value of that went up to $100. Which means that you as the owner of that item are now in a space of value because that's the first piece of that expansion of that one photograph. It's kind of like seeing the Nike symbol in its early days and then knowing if you own the logo in the form of a blockchain, it would be worth lots of money right now. Now that seems a little heady, but you understand that the value attached to the logo of what Nike looks like. See, what you're thinking right now in your mind space is that you're not valuing your piece of content you put out. Then you want to go into the space of owning your creativity, even if it's your intellectual property. What does that even mean? It gets kind of complicated because most people don't understand what intellectual property means because they're all copies. Meaning intellectual property, or the fact that you said I don't like Hailey Bieber. I think she's a psycho. And then I send that out as a tweet. And everybody is loving it. They're like, I hate her too. I can't stand her. I can't stand her. I can't stand her. And the reality is y'all can't stand her. Because she's that shallow and self-centered. However, this, if it were put on the blockchain, now becomes worth 400. We'll just say we'll talk in low numbers because these people like to talk in really big numbers, and that's where you get confused. We'll say that you took it and you put it on the blockchain, and now you own that piece of property, that intellectual property. That's an idea that came from you. You thought it up. That's intellectual property, which now means that this can be worth $400 to buy. So someone gets to own this tweet in a picture form. It's like owning a baseball card, because that tweet sets a trajectory in the downfall of Hailey Bieber's career, and it's like, thank God. I mean, that can be considered in a she's psycho. We're working off the fact that she's freaking psycho, okay? A better example to bring more light into uplifting experiences, But I also want to tell you that's where we're operating right now is low-level behavior. Low-level behavior. So honestly, this tweet initially could be $400 for an instant high. Yeah, I own this, but eventually it probably would decline in value because Hailey Bieber gets disappears. Although in the lesson of intellectual property, it's significant because she goes down in history as changing the course of history in the sense that we don't put up with bullshit no more. Intellectual property. If you get real clear on artwork, okay, so you're building a brand of children's toys, such as VeeFriends. There's a Ambitious Angel, okay? Ambitious Angel was drawn by someone, okay? The person drew it. Okay? And then they make it into an NFT, and then they release it out as all kinds of different stuff. So this begins the blockchain, and then they sell it for $200. This person buys it, and now it's $1,600. This person no longer owns it, but now it's owned by someone else. However, over here, you're working on projects associated to it. Do you understand? It's like owning the baseball card from 1953. It's like investing in stocks, but you're investing in artwork. It's like investing in a Picasso. So what's happening is a lot of these kids are trying to put value on things that are not valuable. They're claiming what a community, a violent community. Even VeeFriends is a vile community. So everything that is associated to building the projects associated, who's involved, can make or break a project. Meaning Monovan on VeeFriends devalues the project. Puts less value on it. However, if everything that I say about what Gary's up to with calling out the psycho sluts makes it more valuable. Do you understand that? VeeFriends project is for all ages. So if Gary's actually engaged to Monovan, it devalues the project, intellectual property. However, if he's actually doing what I think he's doing, which is showing you psychosis and going undercover, it makes this Ambitious Angel worth $3,600. Understand that this is the future of the world. You'll be able to engage in purchasing things in countrywide, right? Meaning if someone in Europe is selling something of Ambitious Angel, because there's multiples, all you have to do is convert your American dollars to Ethereum and then do the exchange on the blockchain. So it's basically like selling your own stocks. Now, what happened with VeeFriends attached to all of these photographs, artwork, were contracts. I forget what they're called. Contracts. They're contracts. Digital contracts. Attached to the digital contracts, such as FaceTime Frog, you were given the opportunity to do FaceTime with the person who drew it. Which makes it, at the time before that's been utilized, it makes it valuable to you. So you want to buy it. Although once FaceTime Frog has been utilized, you might want to sell it. However, the idea around the project still being developed makes you not want to sell it because it's still valuable. Now, when you take a look at this in 20 years from now, the blockchain grows because people sell. So people sell, people buy, people sell, people buy, meaning we'll have ups and downs in NFTs based on the market. So the blockchain will start here and then go to here, to here, to here, to here. And according to your contract, your smart contract, this person who started it could get a percentage of the sales on every time it's sold based on the contract, because you're the artist. That goes for music also, folks. Music's a little different because you technically can sell like 1 million. When you make money off a song, I'm not sure how the industry in music works, but you can produce music on a blockchain and cut the middleman of the industry out because you do all the work anyway, and create a smart contract where here's your song. You sell it to 1 million people, which actually, if you take a look at it at longevity, does anyone know who Elvis Presley is? Some of you don't know who Elvis Presley is, but Adam Levine sold his song, his NFT song, to 1 million people who are making money off of his song, which means that it's more likely to stay out in population for years to come. See, what happens when industry owns your music, such as Michael Jackson, is they hold the rights to it, which means that it gets suppressed and no one hears the songs. And what we've got going on now is an industry-controlled environment of psychotic music using AI-generated music, which sounds like shit. Not only are they like terrorizing musicians' work, they don't even sing, which means you're competing from robot to robot, and you're just competing with brand, which means that the music industry is dying. Like literally dying because of Universal Records or because of Scooter Braun. Now there is a place for industry in that you need producers, you need whatever else you do with your dumb music. I mean, I'm gonna say dumb music because I just am like irritated right now. But you could actually make deals with your producers to be part of direct ownership, meaning producers would even like benefit from this. Because if you're producing a sound, you're part of the creation. That's part of the smart contract that this particular person. Let's not forget about the writer of the song. So then everybody wins, because every time this song makes money, the people who own this gets like residual money, or like a little stipend. It's almost like having an oil rig. Not only that, but you just love the music and you generate as a community a intellectual property associated to the song. The older the song, it could go up in value or down in value based on the market. It's just like stocks. New investing. Then you've got concert tickets. Concert tickets are an actual ticket. You can make it into the cover of your album, which makes it more creative. Tied to the ticket, you can offer different pricing, front row seats, t-shirt, prepaid t-shirt. So you show it's like getting rid of the money and like trusting your employees type of thing. Then you have inventory so no one steals from you. So you can even have you make deals with your t-shirt sellers. Meaning it's very organized. So everybody wins from NFTs. And not even just in artwork. Meaning these people are trying to create these falsification ideas around fake ass people and fake communities. Threads will overtake the Discord. The Discord freaking sucks. It's nothing but scammers and liars. Threads is more respectable, responsible, and has guidelines. In my personal opinion. I hate Discord. I think it sucks. It is very like you have to go looking for someone on the Discord. There's no search engine. So building your brand creates an NFT project. But that's neither here nor there. We were talking about public relations in a previous video. So you see the value in the blockchain travel. NFT, I did that. Let's see. When you're working with NFT, you have to buy Ethereum, but you got to buy it from somewhere. Based on where you buy it from is how much you'll pay in service fees. So that's why I started with Coinbase, because I have a close friend, father, who is very interested in investing. And Coinbase was the cheapest, least expensive in fees. So I purchased my Ethereum from Coinbase, which is an app you download. You then convert it over, which can be fairly easy, but the more that this evolves into finding the glitches, it gets easier, because this is literally we're at the beginning of the blockchain. We're at the listen to what I'm saying to you. We're at the beginning of the blockchain, and many of you just are fearful around investing. And then some of these investments are like $20. VeeFriends started out at 164, I think. I didn't have any money. Then you convert it over to your MetaMask. So you've got to download a wallet. That's the one I use. But you go searching for whatever one you would like to use. It's the fox face. Okay? That's where your wallet sits, which is your money. So no matter which page you're using, see, the thing what you want to understand is that OpenSea works with MetaMask. It doesn't work with Coinbase. You then want to go over to the NFT site, which is your purchasing site of where you want to buy the NFT. So you're like, well, where do I buy an NFT? You go to OpenSea.io. And you start researching. And I will tell you, they still have a lot of glitches in there. Every time you log in, you need your code. And then you connect your NFT OpenSea account to your MetaMask account. And you have to take your money over from MetaMask, and then you got to put it into your OpenSea account, so then you can then purchase it. See, all these steps make people not want to purchase the product, doesn't it? So all these little shits running around figured out a way to participate in it. But they're abusive, and the content that they're producing in art is shit. So it's like a bunch of like Lord of the Flies kids running around in this industry. Because what they then did was they used their online personalities, and they used corruption and collusion to tell people that they were worth more than they're actually worth, just to let everybody know. They don't offer anything. So what we got now is they call it a dark market or a bear market. Yeah, because your shit sucked and you built it off of shit. When the reality was is if you would have grounded in a foundation of substance, then you wouldn't be in a bear market. But they wanted money quick. They used their cash checks from unemployment when they were all home from COVID. Little shits who weren't getting COVID took money from the people that shouldn't have been at work. And just to let you know, 30 days is all I actually got off from COVID. And then we as hygienists were back to work. And the dentists and the assistants were working all through COVID as if your crown was an emergency. Which tells me that COVID was a scam brought on by the 20s and the 30-year-olds. Utilizing politics to take out a politician. And I mean physically. What else was I going to say? Okay, so once you find your piece of art, you purchase it, and then it goes into your collectibles. So there's a lot of ideas around collectibles. People like to collect pigs. People like to collect snow globes. People like to collect Transformers. People like to collect whatever they like to collect, because they just like to collect. It gives them nostalgia. They used to give them a nostalgia feel. So you could technically do, like, let's say you have a picture of your house and you want to sell it as is. Or not, which means you have an intellectual smart contract. You do all the same things. You use an inspector. You you all know what to do. And you're paying cash for a house. There you go. Purchasing from an NFT, which means now this becomes an important topic because you don't need a real estate agent. Although you could still use a real estate agent. Well, I need you to show it. I don't want to do that shit. Well, guess what? In the smart contract, real estate agents are included. People sell their houses like up front by themselves all the time, just to let you know. So this is like it's actually no different, but it will evolve into something different. It looks different. So what? Everything changes. So this NFT OpenSea has many, many steps, but it makes sense and it doesn't make sense at all. Meaning you should be able to go to MetaMask and then just go ahead and connect your NFT and then not do what it all asks you to do. However, you want to understand again that we're in the early stages of it. Your wallet code is key, because if you don't have your wallet code, you will not be able to get into your, what do you call it? Into your MetaMask account. So that's a big deal. And those are the basics of NFT projects. An NFT in itself. Non-fungible token sounds fancy. It's called a piece of art on the computer. It holds a foundation of a coded number that will go down in history. That's why it's a heavy-duty conversation. So I would say that, like I said, 99% of projects are shit. Their art is so it's horror shows. It's disgusting. Bloody faces and vile. It's like tells you who they are inside. So you want to understand that what you're seeing in people's art too is who they are inside. So if they're selling purses and makeup and stuff, just like on their platform, and that's the art they're producing, which it's like also questionable if they're actually making the art. Tells us that they're not actually up to much. So would you really want to buy that? Because what you don't understand is that when you purchase that, you're taking responsibility for the energy of what came before. But that's the spiritual conversation that I don't want to go into today, but I wanted to give you the facts on NFT and the operations of it. So thanks for joining me in this short video on NFT. It makes sense. It means that you've got to do a little educating, and it takes a little work, and I'm sorry, it's not my problem. 99% of your projects are going to zero. You have nothing in your smart contract that makes it worth my time. You're not Picasso's. Although I don't like Picasso. I should say Michelangelo's.